everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm going to talk today about Canadian experience. There's a very serious thing I'm going to talk today to you about. Why you need Canadian experience to get into the Canadian job market, and number one, and what you should do to get Canadian experience. There's two things I'm going to discuss with you today. So yeah, I hope you're having a nice holiday season, and Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year in advance. In New Year, I will be in India, so I'm very excited to go and live there for 4 months. So you guys can contact me there personally if you want. You can just my email ID. Just call me and contact me personally, and we can have a face-to-face chat or a video call in India itself. Like, I'll be in Kolkata, so you guys can meet me if you want to. So this is one good news. Okay, second good news is that the vaccination has been rolled out in most countries. So I'm going to be in the middle of getting vaccinated. Like, Canada already vaccination started for the young people, for the old people, and I won't be getting it now. And when I go to India is going to probably start its vaccination. So I'll be spoiled for choice. I don't know where I'm going to take the vaccination, but okay, I'm coming to India and I'm excited about it. I'm going to wear mask and hazmat, whatever you ask me to, I'll do that. But I want to be there. Okay, so coming back to the topic that we were discussing, number one is, why do you need Canadian experience? Most people are like very, very upset with the fact that they are highly educated and experienced in different parts of the world. You have experience in India, in US, in Dubai, wherever. You come to Canada and then you are asked if you have Canadian experience. Look, you have so much international work experience. Why do you need Canadian experience to get into a job of your own field? That is something which everybody is very annoyed with the fact, and I was very annoyed for a very long time. So now I realize that there are certain things that you think that Canada offers, which the entire world do not offer. So, for instance, in India, it is mostly the job market in India, the job scenario in India, like in Canada and India, job scenario in India, for instance, is very highly, it's like a pseudo-feudal system, and it's highly discriminatory. There are a lot of discrimination on the basis of you say Canada is discriminatory, I would say India is discriminatory because of the because they want local people in their work ambience. Like in different parts of India, people hire their own people who they can talk to in their own language. It's just the comfort thing, comfort feeling, and people coming from outside are not taken into the groups. Though there is nothing like Indian experience, you have to have Indian experience, nothing like that. But in spite of that, there is a bit of a discrimination in workplace. So the same thing exists in Canada. So Canada, there is a discrimination, subtle discrimination, which is not legal. So you cannot discriminate on the basis of caste, creed, or color, or whoever is applied. But you can set this Canadian experience thing, which kind of looks at you in the sense that, have you had Canadian experience before? Why you need Canadian experience is a very positive thing, actually, because in Canada there is no such hierarchy system or the feudal system that kind of exists in different parts of the world, which was set by the British, mostly by the British. It was set ablaze by the British in different parts of the world. See, I don't care talking about the truth, so I give you the truth in a very nice way. So the British had colonized different parts of the world, and they had set this kind of hierarchy system where you have to report to your boss, and like it's in India, you have to wait for your boss to leave the office, then only you can go. There's so many things, like you feel almost you cannot voice your opinion against the boss. Boss is always right. Similarly, you dole that kind of attitude towards your juniors, and you don't treat them like humans, you treat them like servants. In India, juniors are almost treated like servants. They're asked to get coffee, the interns are asked to get coffee. In fact, I had a huge problem with my boss in Hindustan Times when he asked my intern, the intern who was working for me, he asked him to get a coffee. And it happened not once, twice. Then I kind of stood up. I said, "Why are you asking him to get a coffee? Why can't you get it for yourself?" "That's not your business," he told me. I said, "It is my business. This is discrimination, and what you're doing to him is not right. He is in fact my intern, and whatever I have a right to say whatever you're going to tell to." No, my boss got furious, and we had a huge showdown. But I always used to do that in office. My friends in Hindustan Times would know me for that. I was always used to be at loggerheads with anybody who I thought was doing something not right. So anyway, even in Telegraph, I had the reputation of being the tigress with claws, so nobody could really do anything. So anyway, thing is that so the Canadian experience is a platform where everybody is treated equally, whether you are the manager or the supervisor. The way they speak to you, it's so polite, so nice. Everybody is treated as equal. Everybody's opinion is taken into consideration. It is a joy to work here. Even if you're in a labor job, it is a joy to work here in this country. Once you get in and once you start working, even in McDonald's, even if you're working in a gas station, the respect you earn, everybody calls you sir and madam. When you're behind the counter, standing for 8 hours, at a sales shop, even if you're highly qualified and you're trying to get into your own field of operation. If you're working at a gas station, here dignity of labor is so high that everybody is, even at a gas station, you're called a sir or a madam. Uber driver is called a sir over here. So it's really a comfortable place to work with. So that is what they ask for, whether you have the Canadian experience, because it's a multicultural country and people come from all walks of life. There is a huge cultural disarray, like huge cultural heterogeneous cultural situation. So you need to accept all culture, whether you like it or not, whether you heart of heart you might not like that particular culture, but the particular religious of that religion, people of that religion, but openly you cannot show any kind of disregard for them, or any kind of disregard for their food habits, or any kind of disregard for their habits. And so you have to learn the art of tolerance. This is something very which I learned after becoming somebody who's giving out jobs instead of asking for jobs. So now I'm in a position, I'm giving out jobs. So here I know how to handle my employees, because you should not at all, you cannot be discriminatory on the basis of anything, even language comfortability, because most people want to have that kind of a language comfort where they can speak their own mother tongue, and they form groups. And supposing I can speak in Bengali, so I'll hire only Bengali workers. No, you have to hire all kinds of workers, and that's how a company is formed. You have to have the minority section, you have to have everybody. It's a colored multicultural organization. So every organization in this country has that kind of an ambience. So why they ask you for the Canadian experience is that have you faced that kind of ambience? Have you worked in that kind of ambience? So it could be even if you're driving Uber, you are picking customers of different kind of customers. So how you're handling them, you cannot be rude with somebody, you cannot be impolite. Here, how they sack you is also very interesting. It's so politely done, like they call you to the office and why don't you come over for a cup of coffee? And it's not like, why didn't you come over for a cup of coffee, the way they said in Three Idiots. No, it's very friendly, and they call you and they say, we have this complaints against you. They show you the complaint, and company policies say that we cannot work together anymore. So I really wish you all the best. I can give you all kinds of recommendation, a good recommendation for you, and but uh, uh, you can leave for today, and hope you find a better job next time. It's so well done. And if the person is like stunned, or I've lost my job, I've been fired, and he's stunned, then they ask you, shall I call you a cab? Shall I call you an Uber? Do you want somebody to collect your things for you? And we do not we don't won't be able to work together from tomorrow. It's so politely done that you want to be sacked again and again in this company. They don't scream and shout and throw you out like they do in India. They don't do that. They're polite, and they ask you very politely. So that really calms your nerves from everything. Even if you're out jobless, and then you can go for employment insurance. The company is going to give you the employment insurance. There is no hard feelings after your job is gone. You can go back to the company to get your employment insurance. You can talk to your boss about giving you a letter of reference letter. There is no hard feelings generally. I'm talking about in general. There are definitely exceptions to the whole thing. And also, you cannot have your let me close the window. I'm shivering. It is so cold today. It is very cold. Okay, so those are my Christmas lights. Okay, so that is the reason why Canadian experience is so much required. Okay, and number two is how you can get Canadian experience. That is very important for you to know. Once you land here, even if you start driving Uber, if you have international license, you can buy your own car and start driving Uber. Get your Uber app while you are applying for G2. I think you can drive Uber with an international license. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If you cannot drive with an international license, you can get your own license. Getting a license is a little tough, but once you pay for the G1, the G2, and G, maybe in 8 months time you might get your own license. Meanwhile, you can start working in a store. Like I said, there's so much respect in a store that you will not want to leave the store. I mean, you're working fine, good hours, you get your salary right on time, bang on the day. Wherever you work, even I have to give my employee's salary first, and then only I can think about my other expenses. So salary has to be given right away. Okay, so you get your salary in your bank straight away. There is not a day's delay. And you get your medical benefits. Most companies give you medical benefits, and you get your all kinds of leaves, and everything is, you get so much benefits working even in a small store that it has to be, if you're working in a store with cash job, that is slightly dicey. So that they kind of try to exploit you. But if you go for a gas station, or you go for No Frills, you go for Walmart, you go for Value Village, you go for all these big retail joints and start working as a salesperson, you will suddenly realize that you are so happy, and who cares what they think back home. Once you are happy, that's all it matters. You're providing for the family, you're buying a car, you're buying your house, you're saving up for your house. If both of you are working, you can buy a house in 1 year straight. So and buying a house over here is like getting a daughter married. Yeah. So if you haven't bought a house, everybody will come and tell you haven't bought a house yet. It's like having a unwed daughter at home. Aren't you going to marry her, to get her married? It's like that. So buying a house is something like that. If it's not a priority for you, it doesn't matter. You can live in a rented house if you are comfortable, if you're happy. That is all it matters, because Canada provides the one platform for everybody, that is comfort and happiness and security. That's the platform you are provided. So like I said, do not come here for extensive ambitions to be able to make it in life, really make it in life. It's not a place to make it in life or anything. It's a normal job scenario where it's a very comfortable job scenario and a comfortable home life. So you are comfortable, except for the wind, snow. It's like -3 or -4 outside. So except for that, but at home I'm wearing just this, so there's a heating on and I'm comfortable at home. There's no problem inside the home. So inside everything, like everything is heated. That's the mandatory rule. So what happens is that if you want to earn Canadian experience, come away. Also, you can start volunteering. That's a very important thing in your field. Whatever you want to, you can start being an intern or a voluntary work. There's another third way of getting Canadian experience, that is getting into into an university or a field of study. If you start studying here, you get government loans and grants which have reduced considerably. There's a lot of reduction this year because of the COVID situation. So they're not doling out thousands of dollars in loan and grants. So they're trying to restrict but even then you get a lot of, you get to at least your loans, the study is covered. You don't get so much grants, but you get your tuition fees covered. And if you do about even a year course over here, that is counted as a Canadian experience. So you can apply for a job saying that you've done that course here. So that way you will definitely get an interview call in your own field. Okay, should get an interview call, unless the company is like bombarded with applications, or they've hired internally or something like that. You can keep starting to do it. If your education is and your education needs to be evaluated by the Canadian standards, you know that already. So you bring your transcripts here and get them evaluated. So meanwhile, getting your Canadian experience is very important. Earlier, I used to think Canadian experience is a way of saying that Canada is, better, higher standard of place to work. No, it is not that. It's not. One second. Let me just say, it's not. What is the word? I just looked up. Okay. Okay, so I can't find that word. Anyway, so you need Canadian experience also to find out whether you can talk in English, your language proficiency skill, because English is the first language here and you need to communicate with English with everybody. So if you don't know English, that would be really not counted as an experience. Like, you need to really speak English properly. And what else? And that's it. Yeah, so I was just looking up something about Canadian experience. Okay, so that you should be able to you should not feel that Canadian experience is judging you by Canadian employers are judging you by where you're coming from or what you're doing by asking you for Canadian experience. It's just that they want to make sure that you know the Canada job market very well. You know the work ambience. The work ambience the work ambience is very delicate, because there's so many people working here, so many kinds of people working here, so many religious backgrounds, so many countries. So work experience is very important, and like knowing that is very important. Religious and the tolerance, patience, politeness, and smiling in spite of that really makes you a better person being in the Canadian job market. Thanks for watching, and I'll come up with the Christmas video very soon. Watch out for the Christmas video, where you'll find in Canada a place where of natural Christmas trees there isn't much celebration outside like the way it happens in India. So we'll see that.